and gentlemen.
Welcome back to another video. Today's top 10 will be taking a step back in time, looking at the most rare Clone Wars figures. So put on your nostalgia goggles, don't be Matchstick's co-pilot, and let's destroy the malevolence. Contestant number 10 loves to wear brown and work with Kaide Bunde. And here we have everyone's favorite Commander Jet. Although his role was short-lived in the Clone Wars, not that he died, but only appeared in a handful of episodes during the Second Battle of Geonosis. He also partook in some major war crimes. He torched those Geonosians. But that didn't stop people from loving Commander Jet, and his figure flew off the shelves. I remember when I was younger, I was looking for him. I was scouring for him, and I could not find Commander Jet. Eventually, I got him for Christmas. Thank you, Santa. But if you want Commander Jet today, he's gonna cost you a lot of moolah. So, if you have the money and you really like the design of Commander Jet, definitely pick him up if he's in your budget. Commander Jet, I should say the fake Commander Bakara. Why wasn't it Commander Bakara? I still don't know, but hey, Jet's cool. Contestant number 9 loves to go to war and kill each other. What the hell? We got the Mandalorian 4-pack. Yeah, this thing never got to any stores near where I was. I had to get this online. And that was no small task. My dad was pretty strict about me getting toys. Yeah, Christmas, birthday, but just me asking for one? Man, I had to do years of chores, and I am still working it off today. Anyway, this battle pack was the ultimate Mandalorian army builder. Everyone loves the look of Mandalorians, and these guys were no exception. Absolutely gorgeous. The amazing, sleek, gray and blue armor designs. Oh my god, incredible. So if you have this battle pack or the single release of these guys, consider yourself a lucky fan. You can find contestant number 8 under the sea. Here we have the vehicle pack with the scuba clone. You might look at this guy and say, I've never seen this in my life. And for good reason, because no one saw it in their lives. It is so rare. I didn't even know this thing existed when I was collecting. It was later in life. I'm like, wait, when did that come out? Although only appearing in one arc at the beginning of Season 4, the scuba clone is a very memorable design. A lot of people wish we got Commander Monk instead. However, I'm fine with this. If you have this guy, or a lot of the figures that came with vehicles later on in the line, you'll know that this guy's articulation, paintwork, and overall plastic quality is very cheap. I'm not sure what Hasbro was thinking. Although this is not the perfect figure, it is still an amazing looking and extremely rare figure. So if you have this in your collection, give it up for yourself. Way to go. Way to track this thing down, because I never even knew it existed, so you're better than me. If you thought you had a dead-end job, well, contestant number 7 will make you feel a lot better. Here we have the Riot Control Clone Trooper. These two studs only appeared in one episode of the Clone Wars. Do you see a trend? Do you see a trend with this list? A lot of these figures don't appear often. Kind of weird, okay. Except it's not weird, because Hasbro is like, hey, nobody wants this guy, and then everyone wants this guy, and they didn't make enough. So, there you go. Way to go, Shelf, you dumbass. Anywho, these guys are much better figures than they are characters in the show, because they were trying to find Duchess Satine, and they kind of stunk at their job. The Riot Control Clone Trooper uses the normal clone body, and he also uses Captain Locke's helmet. I wish they used that helmet for a Commander Cody figure, but alas, they did not. What makes this figure special is the shield that he comes with and the baton. I'm not sure if this baton is the same one that came with the Mandalorian police officer, bodyguard. Not the bodyguard, it was the police officer. I can't remember. Anyway, this is one of the best clones that Hasbro has made. It looks so sleek. The paint job's phenomenal. The accessories are great. The helmet's amazing. Just get this guy. I know he's super expensive, but if you can find him for a reasonable price, definitely make this guy a priority. What's big in blue? And there are two of them. Contestant number 6 knows. Here we have Commander Bllye. Once again, this character made a very brief appearance in the Clone Wars until he was ultimately shown again in Season 7, except he was in his Phase 2 armor. There's really not too much to say about Commander Bllye. He is on the normal clone body with the normal helmet, except what makes him really stand out, he's got the pauldron, he's got the comma, he has an exquisite paint job, he's got the micro binoculars, and he's got a really cool removable helmet and a custom little yellow markings underneath his eye. He looks like Quinlan Voss. I remember getting this guy for $13, and I ripped him open. I still got him this day. I still got him to this day. He's on my shelf. Pretty cool. I only recently learned how much he was going for. I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of bazoobies. Contestant number 5. The few, the strong, the brave, they don't live that long. Here we have the Ark Trooper 4-pack. These guys were more of a conceptual idea battle pack. We have Rex with a sniper, which is kind of messed up if you think about it. You know if you know. We have Captain Fordo, who didn't appear in the Clone Wars, but it's cool we have a design of him if he were to appear in the Clone Wars. I think that's super epic. And then we have 2 Phase 1.5 Ark Troopers. We have Havoc, who does not look the way he does in the show, so maybe this was a concept art made into a figure. It's kind of odd, but a super awesome looking figure, a real classic of the Clone Wars line. And then we have random Ark Trooper, who doesn't look anything like any Ark Trooper we saw. The closest resemblance is either Colt or Hammer. I don't even think Hammer is the official name. I think it was given to him. I could be wrong. It's probably on Wikipedia now. Everyone's going to look it up like little nerds and tell me to suck a fat one. Anyway, it's still a really cool figure. All these figures are great. If I could change one thing, I'd probably get rid of Captain Rex and maybe throw another conceptual Ark Trooper in there, or maybe make it a blue Phase 1 Ark Trooper to go with Captain Fordo. So if you have any of those 3 Ark Troopers outside of Rex, consider yourself a very lucky collector. Contestant number 4 might be a short king, but don't let that fool you. Here we have the bounty hunter Serpus. Serpus, whatever, you know what I mean. Who would have ever thought this would be one of the most sought after Clone Wars figures? I didn't think that at all. And not just being a sought after figure, this is a really good figure. It has got an incredible paint job. It's got a little bit of dry brushing. It's bulky, it's big. It comes with a little tiny Serpus inside it can go inside of his armor. It's super cool, really displayable. Hasbro outdid themselves, and this figure definitely deserves a lot of love. Although Serpus loses his armor relatively quickly, and then he appears later on in the Clone Wars. I know he's there when Maul and Savage and Pre Vizsla attack Jabba the Hutt's base of operations. I believe you can see him running around. And he was also going to be in the Boba Fett Cad Bane arc, where Boba gets the little dent on his helmet. So this character is definitely a background character, but kind of a cool one for Clone Wars fans, because you know he was intended to have much more of an impact. Let me hear those wolves howl, because we have contestant number 3. Ow! Here we have the Phase 2 Wolf Pack, with Sinker, Boost, Commander Wolf, and Plo Koon. Why they put Plo Koon in there? I know why, but I wish they included Corporal Comet. Comet never got a figure, and he deserves justice. Anyway, the real highlights of this set are Sinker and Boost. The Phase 2 clone from the Clone Wars is a super rare figure altogether, and then to have them get it in a wolf pack form, yeah, good luck. This pack on eBay, goes for like $300. It's unreal. And it makes sense. Everyone loves the Wolfpack. Dave Filoni loves the Wolfpack. And these figures are great. They are phenomenal. Plo Koon's fine. Plo Koon's Plo Koon. But the Phase 2 Commander Wolf, not great. Not a great figure. Kind of looks like a bobblehead. If you thought your balls were wrinkly, we'll take a look at contestant number 2. Here we have Emperor Palpatine. I cannot remember if this guy was an exclusive or what the deal was, but finding this guy, knowing someone who had this guy, anything like that, he was so rare. I was like, did they mess up trying to like put him in stores? Because he was nowhere to be found. And I wish he was more available, because this Sidious is so cool. It really shows the mysterious evil presence he has. And he's got the lightsaber, the Sith lightning. Such a cool figure. If you have this guy, congratulations. I don't have him. I've never seen him. What a cool figure. And he came out pretty early. He was still in that red and white box. So kind of odd, Hasbro. Fly high, sweet prince, for we have contestant number 1. Here we have the Phase 2 501st Legion Clone Trooper. That's what it says on the box, although it's a clone jet trooper who's in the 501st. Kind of weird, all right. I made a short talking about this guy, so go check it out. Plug. Anyway, this guy never came out in the United States of America. That's pretty messed up, world. To be more precise, he only came out in Canada and France. Now, the lore behind this terrible distribution is actually really interesting. This line came out as Disney bought the rights of Star Wars from George Lucas when the Clone Wars was still going on. So Clone Wars canceled, off the air. All these toys Hasbro is making. What are we going to do? Give them to Canada, give them to France. Rest of the world, go fuck yourself. So this guy was super rare when he came out, has continued to gain rarity, and this very day is super duper rare. If you are a Clone Wars fan, if you like clones at all, this is pretty much the holy grail from the Clone Wars line. In terms of the figure's quality, it was perfectly fine. It was a Phase 2 clone with some amazing deco. He came with a jetpack, but the standard Phase 2 clone also came with a jetpack, so just a little repaint here. The markings are a little bigger than they normally look, as you can see in the picture now. But overall, this is a really great figure. If it wasn't rare, would it be as desired? Definitely not, but still super duper cool. Thank you guys for watching my video. Once again, this is just my opinion on the rarest clones. Maybe you can hold a study, conduct questions, and find out exactly what the rarest figures were. You could say Commander Cult, you could say Poodly, Turtly, Wordly. However, these are the ones that I believe are the hardest to come by. So if you enjoyed the video, say I love you to your nearest shelf.